Dan, can you tell our viewers your full name, your job role, and your organisation, please?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Daniel Andrews. I'm an insurance director at Vitesse PSP Limited.
Absolutely amazing. Now, Dan, Vitesse is an organisation. Can you tell us a bit more about it in your own words, actually, before I start talking about it?
Yeah, sure. So Vitesse is a payment service provider, largely to the insurance market. In fact, strategic shift only this year. So 100% of our focus this year will be to support the insurance market.
Oh, wow.
So we offer a variety of payment solutions.
Yeah.
Coupled with a treasury and liquidity management solution as well, which gives our clients full visibility and control of their liquidity 24/7, 365.
I mean, when the scale of payments that are coming out, what your clients are dealing with, what you're having to deal with, that must be such a headache for a lot of organizations. Can you talk us through it? How do you guys go about doing that, especially when payouts, as I said, might be in several hundreds of thousands or anything like that?
Sure. So what we've done is we've built out a network of correspondent banks in country. So over 170 countries so far, and over 100 currencies supported. And what we do is we leverage those banks to access local clearing rails to make real-time payments where there is real-time infrastructure. If there isn't, then we look to deliver that payment to that country as quickly as possible. You're quite right. Millions and millions of transactions worth millions and millions of pounds or dollars, as the case may be.
Yeah.
But largely speaking, it's quite a seamless process for us in terms of integrating with our banking partners and pushing those payments through.
Yeah. So you really sit in between the bank and the insurer, really kind of at the hub of everything going on.
Exactly that. You could call us a middleman if you like. So our relationship is directly with the insurers.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily just the insurers. It could be third-party administrators. It could be assistance providers. And they send us the payment instructions, and we push it through to our correspondent banks to process those transactions.
Amazing. So you can pretty much be worldwide.
Exactly that.
Nice.
Our reach is unlimited.
Wow.
As long as we have a correspondent bank in those countries, or a banking partner that can deliver payments into those countries, our reach is global.
Amazing. Now, right, let's set the scene. And I don't mean to come off in a negative sense right the off, but what are your biggest bugbears about the industry? What's your biggest frustrations? What made you go, actually, okay, we can do this better?
Yeah, I think the insurance market has been on this digital transformation journey for some time now. Even in my previous role in banking,
so you actually have worked on both sides of the coin?
I certainly have. I was in banking for 15 years. When I was in my previous role, we was having similar conversations around digitalising some of their internal processes and delivering straight-through processing of payments.
Yeah.
Those are the same types of conversations that we're having today. So to answer your question, one of my biggest frustration is the seemingly lack of appetite for some of these big insurance carriers to really look at their payment journeys and their payment solutions as a way and means of delivering better consumer outcomes.
Okay, yeah. So there's an element of complacency.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And it's a real odd one for me, because you could leverage a tech partner, whether it be a payment service provider or a claims management solution provider. You could leverage those guys to, one, retain business, and two, win new business, in my mind, through delivering better client experiences.
Yeah, it's a win-win, and so it must be, going back to my question, that's why it's so frustrating that they're not taking advantage of it, right?
Absolutely. I think, just to from a different standpoint, there has been a significant uptake within the market with innovative product, and that includes ourselves. So there has been a shift. It's not to say there hasn't been a shift. There has been a shift in the market adopting an innovative product. Some of the carriers are incredibly innovative. They actually design and build products in-house. They don't have to go out and
that is incredible.
And they don't have to go out and find partners or white label other providers' products. So yeah, we are seeing a shift. It's slow, but it is happening, and we're playing our part in that journey.
Now, parametric insurance is so fascinating. I mean, we're looking at organizations that are having to deal with people that have lost everything.
Yeah.
And the insurers are having to be obviously helpful in this time of need. They've got to balance the books. They've got to often work in areas where there is a complete lack of supply chain and everything. So let's talk about parametric insurance, what it means for Vitesse, and how you can help these insurers ultimately help these people that are really struggling.
Yeah. So parametric is a conversation that I'm incredibly passionate about.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm passionate about it is because I believe it to be the only truly consumer-focused product on the market. And by that, what I mean is it provides a level of certainty to the policyholder or the consumer that your conventional insurance product doesn't necessarily provide. Certainly not in all circumstances. And when I say gives them some comfort and certainty, they will know that if flooding takes place and their commercial property is damaged, or their residential property is hit by a storm and the roof blows off, that within hours they are going to receive a cash sum to get back up on their feet.
Wow.
So they're receiving cash as quickly as possible at a time when they need it most.
And Vitesse is the one that is able to facilitate that for them.
Exactly. So we've partnered with a couple of parametric insurers fairly recently. One that I really like is Flood Flash. Those guys are incredibly innovative, and they've got a great product, which is purely consumer focused, largely commercial, but it can be delivered across the globe. It's not isolated to one particular region. Wherever flooding takes place, Flood Flash can operate and sell their product.
That is amazing. And as we've already talked about, just how it's going to change so many people's lives, but I think it leads into a narrative that we've been having a lot in these conversations, is how insurance is going through a facelift or a public relations change, where before people didn't want to think about it, they didn't think about it, they're like, okay, maybe I'll take it. Now it's like, actually, my insurer is telling me with sensors like a Flood Flash, by the way, there's a flood coming, prepare for it, and actually being this almost a superhero, right? It's
an incredibly powerful tool to be able to notify your client base that an event is about to take place. It's equally powerful to be able to say to your client base, we will know when or if your property has been affected, and we will pay you a predefined amount post event. And that is an incredibly powerful tool to go to market with. And I think that's why the parametric insurance is growing so fast, particularly here in London.
So what is next for, well, not just parametric insurance, but now that we're getting payouts to really, 5 hours after a flooding is incredible. I still know friends who have been waiting on their car to be returned to them for 3 months, let alone the payout to come from that. So with that in mind, are we going to see a generational shift around insurance? Is insurance going to become a different industry because of the payout?
Absolutely, and the consumer demand is what will drive a lot of the change within the insurance market. So if you look more broadly in the payments arena, what is a common theme? It's optionality of disbursement. So the consumer dictating how they want to be paid, rather than the business sending that payment to the consumer, dictating what type of payment that may be. And we know, in the likes of the US and France, heavy users of physical checks still. We've seen a stark shift from physical to virtual checks in that particular market out in the US. We've also seen a shift in your standard conventional wire transfers to more immediate and readily available faster payment solutions. So faster payments here in the UK, and ACH out in the US, and even payment to card as well. So that's probably one of the main things we're seeing right now, is that shift to payment optionality, and the market cannot stand still. It's going to have to adapt to the change and the demand of its client base.
Yeah. Now that is absolutely incredible. I'm really excited to see, but to actually be part of the insurance industry, well, a commentator on it in this time of great change, because I feel like maybe the banks kind of went through that that change in the last 10 years. I feel like the insurers might be going through the same thing very soon. Absolutely.
I think from my experience, and I've worked in various industries, retail and wholesale, hospitality and leisure, I mean, they are, facing off to clients every single day, whether it be in retail outlets or hotels or restaurants. And so those guys are at the forefront of change and the forefront of innovative products through card transactions or pay on your Apple Wallet or whatever it may be. The insurance market is some way behind that, and we're still seeing that change, and they're still going through that. So that sort of early adoption of new product, but I think they're going through a similar change, as you say, to what the banks went through a couple of years ago now.
Now we are on the way to ITI. Is it your first time?
No, I was there last year. Incredible event last year, and enormous amounts of people from all over the globe attending. Just a great event, and great to have it on our doorstep.
Right, and in such an incredible location. I still call it the Millennium Dome sometimes, embarrassingly. But yeah, just having that position right on the waterfront, just by the O2, is absolutely incredible. And as you said, to bring all those speakers into one part of the world to discuss is just absolutely incredible. Now, speaking of that geographical diaspora, where are you seeing the most exciting parts of insurance around the world? Where you look at and you go, wow, okay, those guys are really innovating, let's try and catch up?
Unsurprisingly, it's the big US firms.
Oh, wow, okay,
so, you look at the likes of Swiss Re, for example. Incredibly innovative internally. They build a lot of their products themselves.
IPTQ as well.
IPTQ, well, exactly. They own IPTQ, albeit that's a European-based business. But I think Swiss Re have historically led the way in terms of product innovation and adoption. But as I say, unsurprisingly, the US guys is probably the coupled with actually some of the businesses out in Asia as well. If you look at the likes of Alipay and those guys out there in terms of Ping Am, exactly that. Those types of guys, great businesses with great products.
Amazing. So whereabouts are you from?
So I'm from East London originally.
Nice.
I live in Essex now.
So you're a Spurs fan, a Hammers fan?
I'm a Hammers fan, a season ticket holder as well.
Oh wow, incredible.
And I have travelled across Europe following them over the last couple of seasons. Fortunate enough to have been to some countries that perhaps I wouldn't have picked ordinarily to holiday.
Yeah, so you're a proper Europa League kind of legend then.
I mean, look, I'm a West Ham fan. These opportunities are few and far between.
Hey,
so I've
as
grabbed
a Fulham fan, I've certainly enjoyed my share of the Europa League.
Exactly. So I've grabbed the opportunity with both hands. It's been incredible journey for us.
If you were to categorise the insurers as Premier League teams, who would you put as who?
Oh, that's a good one,
Who's got all the money?
When you say insurance,
insurers or Insurtechs, I guess players in
Lloyd's market or global players. How what type of insurer. So if it was Lloyd's market, I think the Man Cities, Liverpools, Man United, Chelsea's, we're looking at a Brit, an AXA XL, Hiscox,
definitely,
those types of guys. If you're looking at global players, then we're probably looking at a Swiss Re.
The Swiss Re is the kind of
they're probably,
I don't want to say the is it the young boys, the big team from Switzerland, but maybe more of a Paris Saint-Germain. Maybe.
But there's so many great businesses out there.
It unlike with a lot of fintechs where we obviously see Old Street in the UK, and maybe San Francisco and New York pulling the things, and now maybe Berlin with N26. Insurance and Insurtech seems to really be global, which I guess for Vitesse is just a brilliant thing, because you guys can operate from anywhere as long as the corresponding banking
I think that's what's so exciting about working at Vitesse, is that the world is our oyster. You know, we are not constrained to one particular region. We can support, you know, across all continents globally. And we've only just got started.
Oh, I love hearing that.
And
cool.
that is the reality. It's actually quite frightening, the scope of the opportunity and the growth opportunity of our business. I think that's what enticed me to Vitesse in the first place, is that you know, a startup fintech or Insurtech, and
well, you do both, right?
Yeah, exactly. And people always ask that question: what are you, a fintech, Insurtech? I say we're a blend of both, really. You know, we have the knowledge and experience in the insurance market coupled with the payments arena. So we're a blend of both.
That's absolutely amazing, and it must give you so much freedom to work with, and to really explore other avenues.
Exactly. And as I said, when I said, you know, we've only just got started, there is so much more that we could do to support the insurance market. So much more, through new payment product.
I'm gonna write these down.
Enhancements to our liquidity and treasury solution. And we've only just really started tackling treasury and finance teams within the insurance market through our work we're doing with Lloyd's and the faster claims payment solution.
That's something we actually haven't covered in this conversation, is ultimately what does it mean for the treasurers at the end of the chain who are looking at, you know, being able to ensure their, you know, the liquidity is fine because the money's moving as quickly as they need it.
So one of the key principles of our solution is trying to help these finance teams optimize their liquidity pools. And that's one of the key benefits or advantages of our solution. And we look to illustrate that and discuss that at length with the, you know, group treasurers or finance directors. So exactly that. You know, we ultimately we're looking to deliver cash back onto balance sheet. And reduce their counterparty risk exposure to various third parties out there in the market through the form of, you know, TPAs or DCAs that they're working with.
So you're reducing risk in a risk-based industry.
Reduce risk and help them yield a return on that excess capital that's sitting out there in the market. It's an incredibly powerful message to deliver to a finance director or a treasurer. You know, we can support you in returning X amount onto your balance sheet, which enable you to go and yield a return on that capital. Especially
with the demands for CFOs nowadays.
Exactly.
Mate, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you.
Cheers.
Really appreciate it.